Hello, it's Taiyo here. Today I'm gonna talk about the red shoe theory. In case you don't know what that is, the red shoe theory is basically this My Hero Academia theory that people who don't have quirkless people, I just lost words. Hold on. The theory is basically that quirkless people, since they have a second toe joint in their pinky toe, their feet are wider, so they need different shoes. And so some people theorize that the red shoes that Midoriya canonically wears are like the only shoes available for people with quirkless feet, I guess. That's such a weird phrase, quirkless feet. Just feet that don't have quirks, man. No, but like people who are quirkless have wider feet, so they need different shoes, and the theory is basically that red shoes are the shoes available for those who have the wider feet because they're quirkless. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about that. So, the theory is different for everybody, I think. Like, I've seen some people say that they think it's, like, just the red shoes that are available. Other people who say that it's, like, just one particular company that makes it. And then I've seen some people say that, well, since there's also people with mutation quirks, they probably need special shoes too, so it probably wouldn't be too hard to go to people who make the special shoes for mutation quirks and have them make shoes for you if you're quirkless. I'm gonna get into what I personally think of the theory in a bit. But first, I'm gonna talk about like the evidence for the red shoe theory. As far as I can remember, there isn't actually all that much evidence. It's mostly a logic-based theory. It makes sense that quirkless people would need different shoes because their feet are wider. Just like it also makes sense to some people that quirkless people would have some things that we have, such as wisdom teeth and hiccups and stuff like that, that people with quirks would have evolved out of, just like they evolved out of the extra toe joint. But really, there's two main pieces of evidence I know of. There's the first one, which is that Izuku only ever wears those red shoes. And he's the only character who wears those red shoes. And he is, other than Melissa, who was only in the one movie, the Two Heroes movie, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Other than Melissa, he's the only quirkless person in the whole show, as far as I know. I mean, maybe somebody in the two more recent movies are quirkless, but I haven't watched the two more recent movies. Nor have I watched season 5, so, yeah. And then the other piece of evidence is that when Kota was going to buy shoes that were inspired by Izuku's shoes, he couldn't find the exact shoes that Izuku had. He found shoes that were red and had the black laces, but they had black soles rather than white soles. For those of you that don't know, the sole is the little bottom plastic thing on the shoe. Yeah, for a while I didn't know that, so And that's really the only evidence I'm aware of, and most of the theory, from what I know, is just based off of the logic that it makes sense for quirkless people to need different shoes. And it does, because, like, they would have wider feet if they have the extra toe joint, I'd think. I mean, unless with the people with quirks, the bones in the joint just fuse together and it's still the exact same length and stuff. Sorry. But then there's the other part of the theory. The part that only the red shoes are available to quirkless people. And there's no other shoes that are available. Which evidence for that is a lot more fan speculation. Like, there's basically no evidence for it, honestly. Because, like, yeah, only 20% of the population in My Hero is quirkless, but canonically speaking, we don't really see that much quirkless discrimination. Like, during the first little bit where with with Bakugo in general, yeah, but Bakugo is the only instance of quirkless discrimination we really see in the show, other than Melissa. And from what I remember of the movie, there's not even that much of that. More of them trying to protect Melissa and Melissa being like, yeah, but I'm the only one who knows the way around this place. Anyways, people speculate that quirkless people are badly mistreated, but there's not really much evidence to show that that's true, nor is there evidence to show otherwise. Because, like, for all we know, Bakugo and his classmates, and Eldera in general, honestly, could have just been a bad outlier. But it does also make sense to say that quirkless people are very discriminated against. Because, like, it does seem like something that people would discriminate against, you know? Like, at this point I'm just rambling about quirkless discrimination instead of the actual topic. Sorry. But because most people speculate that quirkless people are discriminated against, which they probably are, people also speculate that there's probably not a lot of companies that would be willing to make quirkless shoes. That's another really funny term. Because that implies that there are shoes that do have quirk. It's a funny concept to me, I don't know why. But anyway, and yeah, that's basically all the evidence there is that, like, for the shoe part itself, is that, I don't know what I'm saying, sorry. For the shoe part itself, the feet are wider, so it would make sense that the shoes are bigger. Or need to be bigger, or, well, different at the very least. And then there's the fact that Cody couldn't find them, and then the whole quirkless discrimination thing. Now that I'm done rambling about that, my take on the theory, I sort of agree with the theory. I mean, I like the concept of it. I've used it in my fics before, because it's an interesting concept that, like, quirkless people would be biologically different from people with quirks in general, but, like, the red shoe theory, it's an interesting concept that I like to play with. But, I don't entirely agree with the theory. I use a sort of altered version of it, I guess, which partially is because of Melissa. Her shoes are not the red shoes. I don't remember what color they are, but I'm pretty sure they're brown. Hold on, let me ask Google. Not Mellow High. Melissa Shield Boku no Hero Academia. She wears brown boots, not the red shoes. I'd show an image, but I'm horrible at editing, so I can't really. But, so, I mean, there's also the possibility that, David and Melissa worked together to make special shoes for Melissa so people wouldn't instantly be able to identify her as quirkless. Because that is also something I've seen in fics where people, like, paint the shoes so that way others won't be able to tell that they're quirkless. But I feel like it wouldn't just be the one singular design. I mean, maybe. Actually, wait. No, it kind of does make sense if it would only be the one design, because A, you're wasting less resources on quirkless people by only making one design, and B, it makes it easier to identify the quirkless people, which, is something that I feel like would probably happen, honestly, now that I think about it. My main argument on that one actually was mostly just that Melissa's shoes are different, but it is completely possible that Melissa and David just made shoes, seeing as they both work in support. Making this video has been a learning experience for me. Not really, but, you know. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I think I wanted to also talk about, Shigaraki in this video. Because, like, Shigaraki has the same shoes that Izuku has. He has the same exact shoes. The red shoes with the white sole and the black laces. So, I've seen some people thinking that maybe because he has the quirkless shoes, he is actually originally quirkless, and All For One gave him his decay quirk, which I think is an interesting idea. But I don't really have much else to say on it, I guess. So, that's all for today. Bye.